When I was 10 years old, my entire family was wiped out. Those assassins came to finish the job. And I mean, they left absolutely nothing alive. Every boy who tried to hide was hunted down and killed one by one. Eggs were shaken apart. Earthworms were split down the middle, and they even poured boiling water into the anthills. And then, they found me, a pretty little girl. Through a crack in the garden rocks, I watched all 4 of my brothers get dragged out one by one and hauled into the courtyard. The man in black, clearly a psycho, pulled out a piece of candy and a dagger and told them to pick one. My oldest brother was shaking head to toe. He picked the dagger. The man in black said coldly, "This one has a killer's heart. He cannot be left alive." Before the words even finished, my oldest brother's head hit the ground. My second brother, pale as a ghost, picked the candy. "This one runs deep. He cannot be left alive." A flash of steel in the dark. My second brother grabbed his throat, gurgling, and collapsed. My third brother couldn't decide, so he grabbed both. "This one is greedy. He cannot be left alive." My third brother was gone too. My fourth brother refused to pick either one. "This one is a born rebel. He cannot be left alive." My fourth brother looked death in the eye and went off. "You piece of trash! If you don't finish me today, I swear I will tear every single one of you apart." The man in black actually clapped and laughed. "I like that. Since you're the last surviving blood of Lord Shen, I'll give you a chance at revenge. Next time we meet, kid, I'll kill you then." And just like that, while my fourth brother stood there frozen, the man in black turned around and walked away. My fourth brother's face was in total disbelief. The second it hit him that he'd actually survived, he almost broke down crying from relief. Then the man in black spun around, eyes full of that sick, predatory smirk. "Hey kid, looks like we're meeting again already." My fourth brother's face, half crying, half laughing, just froze. He shot one glance toward where I was hiding, then bolted for the door. But he barely made it a few steps before a sword drove straight through his back and pinned him to the door. I was curled up inside that little hollow in the rocks, hand clamped over my mouth, tears streaming down my face, too terrified to make a single sound. I watched the man in black yank his sword out of my fourth brother's body, wipe the blade clean on his sliding corpse, and boredly order, "Clean it all up. Let's go." The assassins disappeared just as silently as they'd come. The entire courtyard went dead quiet, and only then did I finally let go. I gasped for air. I wanted to go check if anyone in the house had survived. I wanted to go collect the bodies of my parents and brothers. But then I thought about that look in the man in black's eyes, that cruel, toying look, and something in my gut told me not to move. And sure enough, not long after, faint footsteps crept back into the courtyard. They had come back. The courtyard was still exactly as they'd left it. One of the assassins turned to the man in black and said, "Master, maybe you were wrong." The man in black kicked my fourth brother's corpse. Impossible. That kid was clearly trying to lead us away. There's still someone who slipped through. Just like I thought. The whole leaving thing was a trap. They were flushing me out. The man in black's sharp eyes swept across the courtyard. Then suddenly he made a beeline straight for the rocks. My heart slammed in my chest. I curled up as tight as I could in that tiny space. But it was no use. Through the crack in the stone, I came face to face with those cold, hateful eyes staring right back at me. He smirked. "You hid better than your brothers." They dragged me out and shoved me down to my knees in front of him. And that's when I finally saw the full horror of what had been done to our home. In the pale moonlight, my father was hanging from the paulownia tree my mother had loved most. My mother lay on her back in the pavilion nearby, clothes torn apart, her lower half a bloody mess, eyes wide open, staring in the direction of my father. My nannies and the head butlers' heads had been placed on the swings. The wind blew. The 2 swings rocked back and forth with those severed heads, crossing paths like a sick pendulum, blood dripping steadily into the grass below. Not a single servant was left alive. Even the big yellow dog that had grown up with me had been gutted. I knew I wasn't getting out of this either. So I just stared up at him, hard, defiant, straight in the eyes. The stench of blood mixed with the sweet smell of agar wood rolling off him hit me like a wave. It made me sick, but he didn't kill me. He didn't even do the whole candy or dagger thing he pulled on my 4 brothers, because I was just a little girl. For many years after that, I kept coming back to the look he gave me that night. Condescending, amused, cruel. Like he was looking at a toy he could mess with whenever he felt like it. He held back the henchman who was about to finish me off and said slowly, "She's just a little girl, she's not a threat. Keeping her alive will be a lot more fun than killing her."